What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be doing a quick update on what is going to be happening with the car. So we actually have a few more parts inbound, which actually, believe it or not, we have a nice break in the rain. I hope it holds out because I have something else I'm going to very shortly that will actually be 4th of July's video, and that is a lot of fun. Just wait till you see what's happening there. It's going to be a blast. Anyways, so I have a few more parts inbound for this. I started looking at like quarter panel, you know, fenders and stuff like that, and how much it would cost to start truly fixing this car. And we have a full frame off, literally a frame off restoration over there. This is eventually going to be a full restoration as well, with a modernization, kind of like a what if thing. I don't really want another car that is going to be perfect, and the original goal for this car wasn't to be perfect. It was meant to be able to be a daily driver that I wasn't worried about someone putting a dent into it. And if we really get into repairing this thing, it's gonna be insane. And there's a lot of controversy around this whole collaboration build project, so I'm gonna embrace the insanity, and I won't go into the rest of it. Just I want this to be fun. I want to bring the fun back. That's why I bought the tractor, and that's why we're going to be doing something nuts, just completely insane. In fact, we'll go to my announcer voice. All right, guys, as we head over this way, we're going to be looking at something that is absolutely an abomination. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, the goal for this car now is I've always wanted a rat rod. And we're talking before paint, we're probably at like $2 to $3 grand worth of parts. It's about $300 or $400 per front fender. The rear quarter panel, because this one's really pretty buggered up, we're talking easily like $530, $40. So we're talking about $1 grand just to do the quarter panels if we skin them. Quarter panels, and we're talking probably close to another $1 grand in the front, excluding, actually probably about $1,500 in the grill, the front upper valance, the lower valance. So we're probably talking $5 to $6 grand, because you have $2,500 worth of paint, and it's just, we can't let this thing balloon. We have 2 other big projects that need to get done. We have a few other projects. We have that project. We have too many projects to just start letting this take control and take the wheel from us. So we're going to go back to the original idea of making it a rat rod, sort of like a rat rod, but we're going to go straight rat rod now. So one of my favorite movies is actually Event Horizon. And if you guys ever seen something that is completely like, that's a disturbing movie. And it's a great movie, just very disturbing. And if you've ever played, if you guys are into video games, back a long time ago, I had time. I loved the game called Dead Space, and it was also a very disturbing game. The first and second one, phenomenal. So I want to bring that kind of like disturbing kind of like monstrosity of a car into this whole world. So that's the update. We're going to be going ahead and we're going to tie in what I just did to the engine over the past few days. Speaking of the engine is now set to go. Unfortunately, because Emperor Cuomo, and I don't want to get into politics, but my wife works for the state, and the way I'm reading it is if I leave the state to anywhere like short of like pretty much just like Connecticut or Massachusetts, I'll lose my health care. I could actually make it so that my kids lose their health care, and my wife would lose her health care and all this other stuff, like on top of which she would lose her vacation and sick time. It's just, I can't leave the state until whenever this coronavirus ends. So I don't want to jeopardize my health care. I definitely don't want to jeopardize her health care, and I absolutely do not want to jeopardize my twins' health care. So yeah, we are not going to be going up to Nick's until the coronavirus is over. Once that's done, oh, pardon me. Once that is done, we'll go ahead and pull the engine back out. That's right, we're going to put the engine in here, and we're going to drive it for a bit. So once we can go up there, and once Nick's ready and everything jives together, we'll pull the engine back out for you guys, and we'll bring it up there. And so when I first started the collaboration. When Tony started pitching it to me, he said we were going to, first it started out as a daily driver economy car, and then it's like, I'm not really that, I kind of have some oomph. So we didn't do a perfect clone of the engine inside of Bottle Rocket, because this has power brakes and his has manual brakes. So like I think his LSA was 1100, no sorry, 111, sorry, not 1100, 111. And unfortunately I can't do that. I would like to have brakes. So this is a little bit more modest. It's got more geared towards being able to have vacuum and stuff like that. So it's 109. So it's not terribly out of the ballpark, but I know he said that Bottle Rocket is just about 400 horsepower. So he was expecting this thing to be around 375 horsepower. And just because of that, I want this thing to be nasty. Also, unfortunately, I'm going to show you this in a second. I'm like holding off the reveal. What am I doing? You guys have already seen it in the thumbnail. I know, future is different. Boom. I know some of you guys are like, what? Actually, I sent this to John Wilburn. I want this thing to be like, I want it to look gory. And so it's kind of got like this flux to it. And this would have come out a lot nicer if I wasn't doing it outside and a chunk of water just came down and hit it. So the whole engine was done inside. I just happened to run outside and do this real quick. So now I have to strip the paint off of it and repaint it. Not a big deal, but I figured I'd put it on here so you guys can see it. So the whole point is to be, I'm going to take this theme, and I know some of you guys are going to be upset about it, but honestly, the car is just, it was too far gone to make it perfect. It will be like 4 times the value, and we're still only, not to say only, but we would only have a 318 in it, and it's not like, it's not a Roadrunner, guys. So, you know, I don't want to go 5 times the value of the car just to make it close to stock. So we are going to make this thing absolutely just, oh yeah. And so here's what's going on in the engine. The clearances are with the new 10 over or 10 under bearings. The 10 under bearings fit perfect. They're just about 2000s, good to go. The distributor was actually sent up by Tall John's Funhouse, and that's already been curved and everything. I'm gonna send the old one back down to him, so I appreciate him sending one up that was curved, because I've never curved a distributor before and I really don't have the time. I have so much to do on the actual car to get it ready just to put the engine in it. We have these beautiful headers, which I was trying to get some depth in, so they actually have a couple layers of clear, and I know it's just completely bizarre. I'm fine. And unfortunately I ruined the 318 industrial sticker, so, and I had gotten this thing cleaned up. I accidentally grabbed the rag with the acetone on it. That's what I used to prep the block and everything, and I swiped over that to clean that, and it took the numbers right off of it. So unfortunately I did ruin our cool sticker, so I just kind of painted over it. So I know a lot of you guys are probably really upset that I scrubbed as much as I could out of this thing. I have these cool little brushes here and a lot of parts cleaner, sprayed it in there and just scrubbed everything I could and reassembled it. We have new push rods, new lifters, new bearings, new oil pump, new oh man, what else have I put in here? I can't remember. We should be ready to go, guys. All we need to do is, one, I need to get a different one of these things because it's nasty, and I need to paint the bracket for the coil, but I think I might just leave it. You're not really going to see it. I have a few other cool things I need to throw on. The paint is still kind of curing. I did pull the little things I had plugging all the holes out, mostly so I could show you guys what it looked like. I should have let it cure a little bit more. Fortunately, it was enough that it didn't damage anything, but we have I need to mark these with my white marker thing that's like a paint thing, because this right here is see, that's what the number, that the degree that Tony said is going to be the hot spot. I know when it was done up at Nick's, I think we hit right here, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But guys, what do you think? What do you think of the direction? So I know I really like to do things that are eventually, like, this will be beautiful car, it's gonna be like fresh, if you will, but in this situation it's just this car was too far gone. I would really like to, I've always wanted a rat rod. Why not make something that looks like it came out of like I said, you know, Event Horizon, or actually John Wilburn said, I have to what did he call it? And I need to see this movie because he said it's hilarious. But it is, oh man, I'm sorry guys. Oh, Wheels of Terror. So I guess there was well, I guess I saw the pictures. The pictures are really cool. So let's see if I looked them up, and there was this 174 let's see, 74 Charger that was in, there we go, boom, and that's what it looked like. So I don't know about you guys, but I think that looks super sweet. I was making sure you guys can see it. Oh, there's a glare. Nope. Oh, I thought I sent him another picture of it. But yeah, that's kind of my plan. I want to make this seem like it's out of a horror movie. I think that would be hilarious to drive around. I think that would be super sick. Make this thing really, really just aggressive. Not change anything. We're going to try getting the dent out of the door, you know, but someday if we ever decide to do a restoration on it, we can just strip the paint that we put on it, you know, strip the engine block. That's fine. We can always do stuff like that. But for right now, I just want to get it together and enjoy it. And why not make it obnoxious? And this whole thing has been crazy. So why not just embrace the crazy, guys? Embrace the crazy. So that's our update. The engine is ready to be dropped inside here. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys wanted me to go and, you know, do crazy things to it. But quite honestly, and this is where I'm at, if I'm going to go ahead and strip that engine down and bring it to a machine shop, have them go ahead and rehone it, which will actually need to be bored out probably. No, it's a 318. I'm done. I would rather go get a scat pack, totaled scat pack, and do a crazy restoration on, or a resto mod, or Grand Tour mod or something like that. But right now, I quite honestly have, just in the engine, if we exclude everything else with the cam, the lifters twice, new push rods, you know, gasket kit. You know, I know this was meant to be a junkyard build, but I was given a list of parts to buy and things to do, like when I cut the intake manifold, so that I reduced the divider down so that we can fool the carburetor to make it make it think it has a bigger plenum, or make the engine think it has a bigger plenum. Which, I mean, I did look it up, and that is a legitimate speed trick. So, but I had a list of parts I needed to get, and I contacted the people I was supposed to contact, and I'm into this engine $1,600. Which, when I took and converted that the Dodge Ram into a 360 originally, I cored the engine out. So I took the engine as a core, and I think I got a single plane intake manifold from Edelbrock online, which was expensive. I want to say I was like $1,600 into that engine, and I sold it for pretty close to that. So at the end of the day, for the amount of money I've bought parts and pieces for the 318, like a lot of the stuff can be used on a 360. The intake manifold can be used on a 360. The headers can be used on a 360. You could use the heads on a 360, but I mean, I know Tony put a lot of work into them, but I don't know why you would. You know, that would reduce the compression, and it's just the flow is better on the 318s or 360s. I mean, the valve covers also could be used on a 360. There's a lot of things that could be used on a 360. So, but for the amount I've put into the engine, I could have gotten a 360 and just, you know, got the conversion kit so that I could, you know, externally balance the engine like you would. And so, do I think this was a success? Half dozen one hand, six in the other. Because we did get a cool engine out of it, and it's you know, she was rough to begin with, but she's had a lot of work since we were down at Tony's. You know, the engine's now really, really clean on the inside. The outside looks a lot better. Well, it's not to most people's taste. I'm sure you guys, I have a lot of purists on this that watch my content. I'm not a purist. I'm sure you guys know that by now. I just think this will be really cool. Oh, question. Should I paint the spacer? I really hope, and Tony said it's going to fit. I really hope the spacer and setup will actually fit in the satellite. But I really dig this. I think this is really cool. It's gonna be just an outright fun car. So let's turn a crazy kind of negative story into a fun and ridiculous story. I also have to start cleaning up from cleaning the past few days. Cleaning that engine, putting it all together. It's so if you guys have been wondering where I've been, I've had a little bit of stuff working on my daily driver car that I can fit my kids in, and I need to start working on the Jeep again. And unfortunately, it's going to be really, really rainy, so I'm not going to be able to. I probably won't be able to get the full. Oh, come on, the full frame repair this week, but I will definitely give it a shot. I just don't want to start it and then kind of leave it, because if I start it and leave it, then that gives opportunity for things to twist, and that would not be good. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. We have a lot of things happening. I just, you know, when I film things can take like 3 times to 4 times longer. So you guys saw how the engine went together down at Tony's. Not the most synchronized thing. I definitely shouldn't get into none of us should get into synchronized swimming. That would be bad. Also, no one wants to see me swimming. That's weird. Yeah. Anyways, back in time right now. I am having to wear a respirator in here. It's not so bad now. I have a couple fans going. I actually just turned one of them off and put it in there. But yeah, that was a lot of cleaner. But the inside of this engine should be nice and clean now. We are going to be replacing the lifters. You can see the old ones are back there. We have the brand new ones right here, brand new push rods that you see right there. It'll be super smaxy, guys. Look at that. All right, let me go ahead, finish this up, and film my past intro. I don't know, hopefully the engine turns out real nice. Hope you guys like the way that this thing's gonna go. It's gonna be, I think it's going to be appropriate. I think it's going to be fun. And that's what this whole project needs, is an injection of fun. So let's go ahead, get back to it. Now I know I told you guys I was going to head down to start filming the 4th of July episode. But unfortunately, we're about to have a thunderstorm. So they did go ahead and cancel it. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you what it is. So you guys can look forward to it. Hopefully we get an opportunity this week to do it. Fingers crossed, at least. Anyways, if you guys remember, I had a what was it, a Honda Civic, 2006 Honda Civic here, that we actually brought it down to get it cut up with the Jaws of Life down at the local fire department. It was donated down there. We were supposed to originally do it in early or mid-April, and unfortunately with the COVID and everything, they didn't do the any practice drills or training or anything like that, so they canceled it. And it feels like it's about to start raining right now. But yeah, they don't want their guys out there, and I totally understand why. They don't want their guys out in the rain. They don't want that very expensive piece of equipment out in the rain if they don't need it out there. So I'm hoping we can get it for the 4th of July. Otherwise, I think, you know, maybe this week. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, how do you guys like the mixture of working and, like, I don't want to constantly be doing engine build videos. I really need to start working on a lot of the other parts on here. I did a poll a little while ago asking what you guys want, if you wanted more time lapses, less time lapses, how you wanted them. So far the consensus seems to be less time lapses, but do the time lapse, cut in the middle, explain what I'm doing, and go back to it. So when we if you guys want to do that, comment in the section down below if that's what you guys would like to see. I feel like that's the route you guys want me to go. You know, this is supposed to be an experiment for you guys. That's why I ask you guys so much about this. But that being said, at the end of the day, I gotta like the cars that I own. So if you don't like that this is turning into a rat rod, well, we have a fully restoration, you know, right there. That will be the next project, and I really can't wait to get back on that. I can't wait to be able to start driving that, and I can't wait to do the engine swap in that. I can't wait to do the do you guys want me to tell you what I'm gonna just let the cat out of the bag, because it's gonna be a while now. So for the 81 Ram, you guys really didn't want me to do the LS swap, and honestly, I was going to do it no matter what, until I bought this thing. And how many here think that this can be pulled by an LS engine? No. No. So in one of the previous videos, actually with this thing, I was making a comment about how this was going to be my first diesel, and I don't know, things are still up in the air with the truck, but I'm not going to be able to tow this engine or this tractor or backhoe with an LS. So you guys are probably going to get the thing you guys wanted. Probably a early to mid 2000 Cummins swap. By Cummins swap, I mean pretty much just go get ourselves a dually pickup truck and scrap the bed, scrap the cab, put that cab on it, and just use a you know, probably a 1-ton pickup truck with you know, we'll set it up probably for a gooseneck, but most likely what are they called, the clevis hitch. I don't know. I know that I'm gonna have to practice a lot towing things before I feel comfortable enough to tow this thing, but I know I'm very excited. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, make up your mind. Well, you know, my truck is meant to be utilitarian. I don't really use a truck for daily drivers. The truck's meant to be a truck to me. I'm not a truck guy, but I am looking forward to finally getting that on the road so I can use a truck, so I can use my trailer and I don't have to use the Jeep to tow things, because that's nuts. But yeah, you guys now know what the definitive route that's going with this are going to start work on the body and getting it where I want it to be, depending on how the weather is and everything. We're going to do a very similar scheme to the engine, and like I said, no skulls or anything crazy like that. I want it to be tasteful, yet not inappropriate, but I don't know, I want it to be insane. This whole thing has been insane, so let's embrace it. It's gonna be awesome. Let's make this thing beautiful in a very dark way. I don't know, guys. So this was just kind of catch you guys up to speed what's going on at the house. Oh, other thing, Hot Wheels are well on their way. I have 4 of them I'm working on right now, and then I'm gonna save one. I'm gonna save one for after we get back up to Nick's again, and that will be given away to whoever guesses the horsepower right the next time. The current one that's going out to a subscriber that guessed correctly is going to be going to actually a subscriber. His name is Rich, and yeah, 244.5 horsepower. And the whole thing, well, he actually guessed 244, so he was the closest period, but it had to be to the nearest decimal without going over, kind of like The Price is Right. And that's how we'll do the next one as well. And then Lamb Chop's getting one, so he can use it on the Lamarosa rails. And the original owner, Sean, is going to be getting one of these as well. And someone that's been kind of like a supporter of the channel that, you know, I kind of bounced off with all that was going on. He really you know, kept my spirits up, and so I want to send him one. So that's it, guys. Until the next time, remember, as always, have fun. That's the most important part. Keep your shiny side up, and God bless.